For generations, division was the norm. Walls, both physical and ideological, were erected, separating people based on ethnicity, nationality, religion, or political stance. This separation was not accidental. It was a calculated tool used to control populations, to keep them fearful and distrustful of those deemed different. However, the human spirit, in its inherent yearning for connection, began to see through the illusion. People started to recognize that these divisions were not serving them. They were holding humanity back from achieving its true potential. The cracks in the facade of division first appeared at the grassroots level. Small communities, often marginalized and bearing the brunt of societal inequalities, started to connect. They realized that their common struggles transcended their perceived differences. This realization sparked a movement, a quiet but powerful uprising against the forces that sought to keep them apart. It was in these shared moments of vulnerability and resilience that the seeds of unity were sown. The recognition of division as a tool of control was a crucial turning point. It allowed people to see their shared humanity reflected in the eyes of those they were taught to fear or mistrust. This awakening was not about erasing differences. It was about recognizing that these differences were what made the human tapestry so rich and vibrant. It was about understanding that true strength lay not in division, but in unity. As the walls of division began to crumble, people from all walks of life started to rediscover the simple joy of human connection. They gathered in parks, community centres and online forums, eager to share their stories, listen to others and rebuild the bonds that had been frayed for far too long. These gatherings were not about debating ideologies or proving points. They were about rediscovering the beauty of human interaction in its purest form. Music, dance, art and storytelling became powerful mediums for fostering connection. People found solace and inspiration in shared creative experiences, realizing that regardless of language, culture or background, they were united by a common emotional language. This rediscovery of shared humanity was not limited to grand gestures or organized events. It was happening in small, everyday moments. Neighbors who had never spoken before were now sharing cups of tea and stories on their doorsteps. Strangers were striking up conversations in coffee shops, finding common ground in their shared love of a good book or a local sports team. This shift from isolation to connection was palpable. A collective sigh of relief as humanity remembered what it meant to truly see and be seen by one another. The digital age, often blamed for fostering division and polarization, played a pivotal role in this awakening. The internet, with all its flaws, became an unexpected catalyst for empathy and understanding. People from all corners of the globe were suddenly able to connect and share their stories, bypassing the traditional gatekeepers of information and challenging ingrained narratives. Social media platforms, while often used for negativity, became spaces where stories of resilience, hope and compassion went viral. Images of kindness and solidarity spread like wildfire, reminding people that even in the darkest of times, humanity's capacity for love and empathy could shine through. This digital awakening was particularly impactful for younger generations who had grown up digitally connected. They were at the forefront of this movement, using their digital fluency to amplify marginalized voices, organize protests, and hold those in power accountable. The internet, once seen as a tool of division, was now being used to build bridges, fostering a sense of global citizenship and shared responsibility for creating a more just and equitable world. What started as small acts of connection and understanding gradually coalesced into a quiet but profound revolution of consciousness. People began to question the old paradigms of power, competition and scarcity that had dominated society for centuries. They realized that these systems were not only unsustainable, but also antithetical to the values of empathy, cooperation and interconnectedness that were emerging. This shift in consciousness manifested in various ways. There was a surge of interest in mindfulness and meditation practices as people sought to cultivate inner peace and connect with their shared humanity. on a deeper level. Alternative economic models such as collaborative consumption and the sharing economy gained traction as people sought ways to move beyond the individualistic, consumerist culture that had fueled so much division and inequality. This quiet revolution was not about overthrowing governments or dismantling existing structures overnight. It was about changing the story, shifting the collective narrative from one of separation and scarcity to one of unity and abundance. It was about recognizing that we are all interconnected and that our individual well-being is inextricably linked to the well-being of all.